All right, let's jump right in. Today, we are talking about the voice AI revolution. And no, this isn't science fiction anymore. We're going to explore how this tech is becoming a real, honest-to-goodness digital employee for businesses, maybe even your next best hire. So, let's get into it.
Okay, let's be real for a second. When you hear the words voice AI, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably that guy, right? The annoying, super robotic robocaller that always calls at dinner time. But that's the old world. What we're talking about today is completely different. It's a modern voice AI, something that sounds natural, can be empathetic, and is ready to solve problems 24/7. It's a total paradigm shift.
So, let's just toss that old image out the window, okay? Because this new era isn't about annoying people. It's about building incredibly powerful tools that can completely transform how a business communicates and, get this, ensure you never miss an important customer call ever again.
So what is a voice AI agent really? Well, put simply, it's a piece of software that's designed to have a totally natural, human-like conversation over the phone. Its job is to understand what your customer is asking for, and, this is the crucial part, actually take action to help them right on the spot.
You can kind of think of these agents as having three distinct superpowers. First, they listen. They can understand human speech, accents, slang, all of it in real time. Second, they think. They take that request and actually reason about what needs to happen next. And finally, they speak and act to solve the problem. It's that full loop, listen, think, act, that makes them so incredibly effective. Now, that might sound like straight-up magic, but I promise you it's not. It's all powered by some amazing technology working together in perfect sync. So let's pull back the curtain and see how this magic actually happens. It all boils down to four core actions that happen in the blink of an eye. First, it listens, using voice-to-text to capture what the caller says. Then, it thinks, feeding that text into an AI brain, what we call a large language model, to figure out the user's intent. Next, it speaks, taking the AI's response and turning it back into a natural, human-sounding voice. And finally, it acts, connecting to your other business systems to book that appointment or update that customer record.
And what's really cool is that this isn't some single monolithic piece of tech. It's actually built by combining the best tools for each job. For that voice-to-text part, developers might use something like DeepGram. For the AI brain, you're looking at powerhouses like OpenAI or Google's Gemini. And for that incredibly realistic voice, that often comes from specialized platforms like 11 Labs.
Okay, so that's the how. Enough theory. Let's get practical. Let's open up the playbook and look at some real-world business opportunities you could literally start building today.
So here's a fantastic example for basically any service business. Let's picture an AI-powered phone line for a property management company. A tenant calls at 2 in the morning with a burst pipe. What happens?
The workflow here is just, wow, it's incredibly smart. The AI agent immediately transcribes the issue, classifies it as urgent, and then, through an API, automatically dispatches the on-call plumber. Then it even texts the tenant to let them know help is on the way with an ETA. All of this happens instantly, while the property manager is fast asleep. That's a problem solved, not a voicemail left.
Okay, here's another one that's going to hit home for a lot of you. An automated answering service for a contractor. You know, a plumber, an electrician, anyone whose business relies on answering the phone.
And this is where it becomes an absolute game changer. A potential new customer calls you at 10 p.m. The AI agent doesn't just take a message. It gathers all the job details, it checks your actual calendar for availability, it offers the customer the next open appointment slot, and it can even take a credit card deposit right then and there to lock it in. You wake up in the morning not with a missed call, but with a new paying job already on the books. Every single lead captured.
But everything we've talked about so far, honestly, that's just the beginning. The next major leap for voice AI isn't just about understanding the words people say, it's about understanding the emotion behind them.
There's this great quote from AI expert Janice Moore that really hits the nail on the head. He says that the moment you convert voice into text, you lose all the emotional knowledge. You lose the tone, the urgency, the frustration. You lose all the nuance that makes us human. And that's the key right there. The future is emotional intelligence. We're headed towards a world where these AI agents can detect if a customer is getting frustrated or if they're excited, and then adapt their own tone and response to match. That is going to fundamentally change what good customer service means. So when you put all of this together, the efficiency, the 24/7 availability, the coming emotional intelligence, it points to something much, much bigger. We are literally witnessing the birth of a new kind of AI workforce, the rise of the digital employee.
And that leads us to a really provocative question that every single business owner needs to start thinking about right now. This isn't a sci-fi movie anymore. In the very near future, will your company be powered by an army of AI employees?
So what does this future actually look like? Well, picture this. You have a team of AI agents handling all the repetitive, predictable stuff, booking appointments, answering common questions, qualifying leads. This frees up your human team to focus exclusively on what they do best: high-level strategy, creative problem solving, and providing that white glove human touch for your most important customers. It's a hybrid approach.
You know, the insights we've been walking through today come from the folks over at Voiceonic, who are deep in the trenches building these kinds of solutions. If you want to see what an AI receptionist could do for you, check them out at voiceonic.com